Hi students, welcome back to another bio class. I'm Savita, your bio teacher. In today's session, we are going to discuss class discussion questions of second PUC's first topic, sexual reproduction in flowering plants. And I hope you have gone through the synopsis really well. And with this, let us start the question of sexual reproduction of flowering plants. I hope you know the rules, read your questions properly, come up with the option in your mind, then see what are the four options given to check the right answer. With this, I'm starting the topic of sexual reproduction in flowering plants. And let's see our first question. The question says, gymnospermic leaf carries 16 chromosomes. The number of chromosomes in the endosperm will be. Now, please remember, in gymnosperm production, the endosperm is actually haploid, which is being produced from whom? The megaspore directly. So thereby, your answer will be what is known as 8. Because I told you it is going to be haploid, half of 16 is going to be 8. Thereby, my answer becomes option 8 because the question is related to gymnosperm. Okay. Next question. During the process of sexual reproduction in flowering plants, the question is double fertilization, which was given by Navashchan. And when we studied double fertilization, we knew that the pollen tube is going to pass through the stigma style and the ovule towards the micropyle, and synergid's filiform apparatus enables it to pass into the embryo sac. So that means one of the filiform apparatus is involved. So you can see this blue dot indicating the pollen tube's nucleus, followed with one red dot generative nucleus. In the second diagram, you have sperm 1 and sperm 2 present. One of the sperm goes and fuses with respect to the egg cell, and the other one fuses with respect to polar nuclei. So here it is said to be triple fusion, and here it is said to be syngamy, which represents what is called double fertilization. So thereby, our options are fertilization of the egg cell and the center cell by two male gametes brought about by the same pollen tube. So this is going to be wrong. Fertilization of the egg cell and the center cell by two male gametes brought about by two different pollen tubes. Wrong. Fertilization of two egg cell by two male gametes brought about by the same two egg cell. Wrong. Fertilization of the egg cell by the two male gametes. So thereby our answer is option D, and I hope that you have selected the option D as your answer. Next. Refer the given picture, which is a case of anther. Identify the parts labeled as A, B and C. So this center part of A represents what? Connective tissue. Okay, so connective tissue. Definitely B is going to be pollen grains. Then you have what is called as C, endothecium. I don't know whether you are able to focus on endothecium. So A is not endothecium, A is not pollen grain. Thereby your answer becomes option B. Go ahead, check whether you have also marked the option B as your answer. With this, the word says unisexuality of the flower prevents. Unisexual flower actually avoid self-pollination, autogamy. Getonogamy can be what is called as a cross-fertilization, but still it is included under self because the genes remain the same. So pollen grain from one flower falls onto the stigma of another flower present on the same plant. So maybe the first statement says autogamy but not getonogamy. It is correct. So I shall mark it as such in D. Autogamy and getonogamy wrong. Both getonogamy and xenogamy wrong. And getonogamy, not xenogamy. Wrong. So answer is option A. So I hope even you have marked it rightly. Next. Which one of the following statement is said to be true? Sporogenous tissue is diploid, not haploid. So this is wrong. Hard outer layer of pollen grain is said to be exine. It is wrong. It says intine. Tapetum nourishes and develops the pollen grain. Very true. Endothecium produces microspore. Wrong. So thereby I'm marking the option C as the answer. Even you would have marked it correctly. It's a very simple question. Which one of the following features are common to both wind and water? So he is using a word common. So now, first says pollen grains have long ribbon-like. So this only specifies water pollination, hydrophily. Stigma is large and feathery for both. So that means water also you see as well as pollination, which is said to be wind. The flowers are not colorful. Yes, for both of them, flowers are not colorful. So I'm writing here wind and water. Flowers do not produce nectar. Yeah, they do not produce nectar. The flowers are not colorful. Okay, so let us mark. Flowers are not colorful. So water and wind. Okay, so now let us check the options. Stigmas are large and feathery. I think the option second should be only referring to wind. I have made a mistake. So let me erase it for you. So the characteristic of wind pollination. Okay. So thereby, common means I have the option 3 and 4. So thereby my answer A is wrong, B is wrong, D is wrong, and C becomes my right option. So go ahead, cross check it. We have marked option 3, that is C has the answer. Now let's see the next question. It's match the following. Cleistogamy represents what? A flower which doesn't even bloom at all. It is completely closed. So definitely there is a pollination which is called as self and advantage 100% seed production, but disadvantage there is no variation going to be seen. Getonogamy is a type of cross-pollination, but the genes are same, so it is self-pollination. Entomophily, definitely all of you know it is going to be insect pollination. Xenogamy is nothing but cross-pollination itself. Okay, now let us see pollination between flowers of the same plant. Then this becomes this. So thereby your answer is what? Not A, not C. And you have option B. A is N, B is O, B is O. Getonogamy, yeah, B is O. So answer is option B and option D is wrong. So answer becomes option B for this particular question. So next one. After double fertilization, a mature ovule has. So after fertilization, you have zygote. So when I say zygote, it should be 2N, so diploid, and we have primary endosperm nucleus, which is said to be 3N triploid. So now, in this option, 1 diploid, correct? This is wrong, this is wrong. 1 diploid, here it is haploid. So answer is option A. Go ahead, mark your answer as option A for this question. Next, the wall of the pollen sac consists of. The question says, the wall of the pollen sac. Tapetum and middle layer only, wrong. Endothecium, wrong. Endothecium, wrong. So it says pollen sac. That means the wall has epidermis, endothecium, middle layer and tapetum. These are the walls of the male you have studied. So this becomes the fibrous layer, epidermis, then comes, there's endothecium not there, but let me just add on a point. You can see this particular word which is called as stomium, the line of dehiscence, where anther, when it matures, it releases the pollen grains outside, which indicates anther attained maturity. Next, cleistogamous flowers are bisexual. Yes, they are bisexual, which remains closed. Very true. Bisexual flowers which remain opened, wrong. Open male flowers, wrong. Open, the word open only is wrong, so we'll mark it wrong. So our answer becomes option A for this question. So go ahead, mark your answer as option A. Next, in angiosperm, normally fertilization. Okay, normally after fertilization. What did we study? Zygote develops first, or endosperm develops first. Endosperm has to develop first so that the food is ready for the zygote to divide. Okay, so thereby the zygote and primary endosperm nucleus divide simultaneously. Wrong. Both zygote and primary endosperm nuclei undergo resting. No, zygote undergoes resting. The primary endosperm nucleus divides earlier than zygote. Very true. The zygote divides earlier. Wrong. So thereby our option becomes option C for this particular question. Next, study the given statement and choose the correct option. Insects visit the flower to gather pollen grain. Do you think insect is visiting the flower to gather pollen grain? No. They go there to collect nectar, right? Moth and yaka can complete their life cycle without each other. This is also wrong. So both the statement here is said to be incorrect. So I shall mark the option. Statement 1 is correct, statement 2 is incorrect. This is wrong. Both the statement 1 and 2 are incorrect. I'm marking this. So option C is gone, option D is gone. Now please look into this particular picture which says the flower and the moth. The moth goes to lay its egg in the locule of the flower's ovary, and in turn the pollination is also carried by. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Filiform apparatus are characteristic of whom? Synergids. So you see this particular finger-like projection, it's a characteristic of synergids. So thereby it's not A, it's not C, it's not D. Your answer is option B, which says synergids. Next, a plant has 24 chromosomes in microspore mother cell. So this is going to be 2n. So that means 2n condition is 24, n condition is said to be 12. The number of chromosome is in endosperm should be 3n. If it is going to be 3n, definitely it is going to be what? 36. It's not A, it's not B, it's not D. Mark your answer has 36 for this question. Next, if the number of chromosome in the root cell, which is 14, that means we are talking about 2n condition, saying 14, then what will be the number of chromosome? Synergids. Synergids are said to be haploid. If it is haploid, the half of it is said to be 7. So thereby my answer is option A for this question. So I hope even you have solved it. Next, emasculation is removal of the stamen before the flower anther undergoes dehiscence. So it's not pistillate, it's not nectar, it's not staminate. It's said to be seen in bisexual. So go ahead, mark your answer as bisexual flowers. Next, you see this particular picture which actually comes on the topic of genetics. You can clearly see the male part is being cut off, and after that we are going to bag it, which is said to be the steps of artificial hybridization. Advantage of pleistogamy, I already explained. The flower remains closed. It does not require any sort of pollinators to bring about pollination. So more vigorous in offspring is wrong. Higher genetic variation, variation doesn't even occur. No dependence on pollinators, not PV padding. So thereby your answer becomes what? No dependence on pollinators. Next, the body of the ovule is fused with the funicle at the point has. Now I hope you studied anatropous ovule, which says the funicle is a junction which attaches this particular ovule to that of the placenta. The point at which the funicle and the ovule join is called as hilum. This is our question, so our answer should be hilum there. Now followed with that, you have two coverings which is going to cover, not continuously, but there's a small opening which is called as micropyle, through which the pollen tube is going to enter in. And if you see, the basal part is called as jalaza, from which the integument started. The outer integument, when the ovule becomes the seed, becomes the thick covering which is called as testa, and the thin which is called as tegment. Next you come, a parenchymatic cells are present which is going to store food substance, just the work of tapetum in case of the male. Here in female it is nucleus which is said to be diploid. Then you come into the embryo sac, you will come across how many cells? You will come across 7 cell with 8 nucleus, and you know that what are these particular cells and their functions. So if you go back to your question, body of the ovule fuses with the funicle at the point which is known as what? Hilum. It's not going to be micropyle nor chalaza or integument. So answer becomes option A, hilum. Next. In the given diagram LS, the seed of a maize, what A, B, C and D stands for? A is said to be endosperm. Okay. B is said to be scutellum. Okay, I made a mistake. And C represents radical, hopefully. Please check the diagram once. Because this is the lower end, I will call it as coleorhiza. So your answer is not A, not B, endosperm, scutellum. C says radical, here it says plumule. Next comes what? Coleorhiza, coleoptile. So answer C becomes our answer, not option D, and I hope that you have also marked it correctly. With this, let us see next. Artificial hybridization is transfer of pollen grain to the stigma of the flower from any flower? Definitely not. Same flower? Why should we do emasculation then? A flower with desired traits? Yes. More, none of this particulars. So answer becomes option C. So we completed what is called as discussion questions. So we are going to come up with the assignment questions. So please mark your assignment so that I can start explaining the topic. So see you all in the assignment part. Until then, keep practicing more questions. Take care of yourself and everyone around you. Bye for now.